Hi there. I don't know if anybody's here yet because I'm running something different on my phone because I need this tutorial. But this is my 48 pin Sentro. This is Big Twist Living yarn in color Life. I thought it was live, or live. So it's a 4-weight medium. It is the trans pride color. This is a hat with a brim, so I am doing the step with the brim. And hopefully that will be the case. I'll wait until I see some kind of comment. This is Camille's Creations yarn that I received as a prize for a challenge she did. This is the Baby Alpaca Chunky. It's definitely a 5-weight, if not a 6-weight. It's 100-gram hank. This might be I might get to this tonight. We'll see. But I'll probably show that a couple times. Oh, hello, there's Margaret. So I'll show that again. This is the yarn Camille was working with yesterday. That live is linked. She would like me to try that pattern to see the adaptation, because I definitely crochet loose. And I also don't know that I have a 7mm hook, so I'll be using a 6.5 because I think I have 2 of those. So anyway, hello, Margaret. I think I said that, but hi there. Thanks for being here. This is a pattern that I did put in the description box. So what I did is I did the 32 rows, but that did count the cast on, and then it's getting folded up to make a brim. So I had to move the yarn into the center here. I had to tie this cast on off here. I had to knot it there. Maybe be lazy and lay it in there and hide it. I don't know. Anyway, so now what I'm doing is I'm going around, and I'm not grabbing the cast on loop, but I'm grabbing the loop right here and hooking it on. I didn't go far enough. There we go. I'll go a little further this time. So again, not the cast on loop, but the first actual stitch. That one I went a little too far. All right, I'll figure this out. Okay, it's this one, and I'm hooking that on. And again, I've not done this style before, so I don't have a ton of this yarn. I literally have this one ball. So instead of doing the doubled up, it's creating a brim. So that is what this pattern is by Maxine. Hold on, what's her actual channel name? Or her tag or whatever is at Hey Maxine's Place. So that's what I'm doing right now. But I also will give you a little sneak peek here in a minute. Once I get around and I have to actually watch this next step, I'll show you something else that I'm working on, what I've been working on today, but I can't quite show yet. Oh, that was about to drop that stitch. Okay. All right. Oh, nope. I actually made it a tucked stitch. Darn it, Lori. All right. So I don't want to have to fix that again. So that was my bad. Maybe I'll use this wool. So nope, that's bigger. Well, we're just going to have a tucked stitch because I'm silly. I thought it was missing the stitch, but it wasn't. All right. That tucked stitch doesn't bother me as much. Missed stitch is more of a problem. Okay, I see why I thought that. All right. Again, I'm not grabbing the cast off or cast on. Grabbing the other. The first stitch and hooking it on. So hopefully this is not too painfully. Hi, Crochet Queen and Shatika. I just looked up here. Let's see what my weather is like today. You can do this too. You can type your city, your zip, city and state. I'm being really lazy and not capitalizing anything. So let's see. It seems fairly warm but pleasant here. How's your weather? You can drop your weathers too. Same with Shatika there. And again, this is this pattern that I'm using the 48 pin Sentro for is linked in the description box. It's almost easier with my fingers. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. I do want to make sure that actually loops under there. And again, I'm not grabbing the cast on. I'm grabbing the first. Maybe it's not easier. First stitch. Pulling it over. And then rolling it. I do have something to show you all that I got today. That's fun. Okay. Not the cast on. The first stitch. Oop. I split my yarn. All right. This is probably painfully boring. Sorry about that. All right. I would speed it up, but I can't because it's live. This is not a recording. I'm doing this live. Hi, Ginger Cat in Florida. Oh, nice. Hot and muggy, raining. Oh, what did it say? 76. See, it's a pleasant temperature. I have my windows open. I am going to post a picture of my... Yeah, we're lucky here in Colorado. We haven't... It's been pretty calm, but I know other places have really had it rough. 77. See, that's not too bad. But so you've got 96% humidity where you're at, Ginger Cat. I forgot your name. Is it Pam? No. Yes, no. Oh, hi, Mandy. I missed you coming in. I'm going back in the chat, just making sure. I have checked on a few people in Texas to make sure that they are safe and their families are safe. Because a lot of folks, YouTuber crocheters, are in Texas. Everybody I checked on was fine and their families were fine. Oh, see, I forgot what I was looking at. I was going to try to look at my humidity. What's my humidity? 38%. See, 38% humidity versus 96% humidity. Plus it's 2 hours later. Hi. Okay, so this is the brim. And so what I'm doing here, Chef, is and I did just only start a few minutes ago. So to make the brim, you do like you normally would. But then you get to, it says 32, but that counts the cast on row. So it's really only 31. You go and you find not the cast on stitch here, but the actual first stitch. And then you hook it up over. And then, all right. Now, as far as it's talking about Camille's yarn, that's this right here. I might get to working with this tonight, but I've got to hank it up. It looks kind of tan on the screen, but that's a sage green. That is not tan, but it looks tan on the screen. But I love the colors, but that's the 100% alpaca. Is this what she sent you to, Chef, the chunky? Or did Camille send you something different with the sweater? Minneapolis. Yeah, there has been crazy weather for real. How's it in Utah right now, other than people being crazy with the fireworks and scaring our animals? I only have one of the 5 animals in the house. Yes, 5 animals in this house. It's crazy. Is bothered by them. The cats don't care. And 2 of the dogs don't seem to care. 1 dog hates it. And is very upset by it. So, and my next door neighbor's dog was very upset by it. So and of course, some people are still shooting them off. So who knows? We could hear some tonight. It's beautiful. Okay. Oh, Camille. Yes. Yes. This is definitely sage, this color. It just doesn't look like that on my camera. I think it's because this bulb that's right above my head has too much yellow tinge. And I think that's making that look like a tan color. It's a beautiful sage color. It just doesn't look like it on with that overhead light. That's too yellow. It's blowing the color out a little bit. So if I finish this, which, because once I get past this step, because this step is going to take me a bit, so I got to get all the way around. So it's not the cast on. It's the first stitch. Pick it up, pull it on. Okay. Do husbands count? And well, okay. Then I have 6, and I have 2 teenage stepdaughters in the house. There's a lot of beings in my household. You gave the best 2 away. This sage is very nice. It's unfortunate that my yellow light is making it hide. This, I might not get to this till tomorrow. So this might be yarn management. Tomorrow is caking this up from the hank. We'll see. I don't know. I don't think this hat is going to take me that much longer, because I'm almost more than halfway around. So what I'm doing, this is going to create a brim instead of doing the double. So it will be a stretchier hat instead of being doubled up. And because I only had 1 hank of this, I wanted to make sure I had enough yarn. So that is why I'm doing it this way. So we don't grab the cast on, we grab the first stitch. And I got something that I may or may not get to show you all as well that arrived at my doorstep today. So we'll see if we get to that. But yeah, I have been showing the Camille's yarn, and you have that available, correct, Camille, at your shop? Is it in your shop, or how is it? We've only got 4. Only too bothered by the fireworks and thunder. Yeah. No. Yes, I think sometimes there are times where the 3 dogs feel like 70, a whole dang pack, 75 dogs. I don't know. It's crazy. They're very rarely all 3 together, though, because when the 3 are together, the puppy, I think she's, how old is she now? 6 months. Oh my gosh, she's giant. She's going to be so big. Holy mackerel. She's already eating between 5 and 6 cups of food a day. Yeah, so that's fun. The other dogs do not eat that much because they're much smaller and they're not growing puppies. Anyway, it's been, like I said, the puppy didn't seem to care about the fireworks, thankfully. So, all right, I'm gonna grab the stitch. All right, so I'm almost to the end. All right. Hopefully everybody has had a safe weekend. Again, there's been a lot of weather, so gotta grab that. I did link the live with the discussion of this yarn and the hat pattern. That is your hat pattern, right, Camille? But not dyed, right? Available to order. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah, she's huge. She is so big, Lori. I can't. It's like shop tab of the channel. Okay, thank you. And Lori, when did you order those Mary Maxim? Was it mystery bags? that I was trying to rewatch. I got most of the way through the replay. I have not. It wasn't a long live, so I will get all the way through it at some point and actually watch it. When did you order those? But if you're interested in this yarn, again, you can do it to order. This is the chunky. Again, I was saying this is leaning toward, I mean, when you pull it, this is leaning toward a 6. This is definitely a full 5, almost a 6. In my opinion, that's what I would call it. So, and within the last few weeks. Okay, you just ordered them within the last few weeks. Okay, that's good to know. Because I don't have any yarn budget money because it's all gone to the veterinarians. I'm not even going to get into that. It's been a chaos in the house. So, which one's the correct one? That one. Getting hard now that I'm almost done. Oh, wait. That's the opposite. Sorry, just kidding. I'm being ridiculous. Okay, where is the stitch? Right here, I think. No. Yes. Where is this? It's that one right there. Whew. So this part is not easy. It's not hard, but it's not easy. No. There's the end. One more. Okay, so not the cast on, the first stitch. I can pull it over. It's a little tight. Ugh. Gotta be a little careful because I've heard people breaking their pins. So, okay. So now it's doubled up. This is the brim. Again, this is Big Twist Living, colorway Life. But I only have one skein of this. This is why I wanted to make sure that I could get a full hat. And this is why I'm not doing the reversible and not why I'm doing this style. Pretty sure I pull this back and go through the guide now, but I'm going to double check that. So I'm going to leave that there so you can all look at that while I watch this real quick. Looks. Yes, be patient. Yeah, I should have. Chaos. Yeah, you've been. Yeah, and you said you've been in Florida. How's the weather there? Oh, you said it's muggy. I know it's a number 5. I'm just saying, it's probably a true 5, but you could get away with calling it a 6. I mean, you need to go with what they call it, the blanks. There's some piece of straw just to show it's a real animal fiber. Now I will have to. Right now I have this next to me, but I will have to move this if Missy comes up here because Missy loves to get the real fiber yarns and take off with it. The Game of Life with pink and blue pegs, right? Game of Life, right? Yes, they always did the pink and blue pegs. And they still do. If you get the Game of Life now, but yeah, we have one of the dogs has a vet visit tomorrow. That's the chaos we've had. Let's see. Camille's channel should drop. Actually, all my mods should drop. Oh, that's a lot for. Oh yes, and if you order Camille's yarn, if you are in the continental U.S., your shipping is included in the price. And she's got different weight yarns as well, not just this. And nothing's dyed at the moment, if I recall correctly. So you could probably put in a request. Oh, let me get to the bottom of the chat again. And you're laughing. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Suddenly it has been a challenge. Suddenly, and I think there's a word missing, and I think I know what word that is, and I'm sorry about that if that's the word that I think. Yeah, that's a hardship. If I'm interpreting that missing word correctly. And I'm sorry. Okay, I need to. This is on silent. I'm going to watch this real quick to see what I'm supposed to do next. And she's, yeah, it's tight for her too. Again, it's Maxine. Hey, Maxine's Place, but the channel name looks like it's just Maxine. I forgot to look at what country she's from because definitely not American. Well, I mean, she might live in America now, but I like listening to her, but I can't, of course, play her for you. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's fairly young and no warning is really hard. You were laughing at my cat. Yes. I figured that's what you were laughing at. Thank you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess the timing was unfortunate there. Yes. Yes. Missy 100% will take off with this and treat it like it's her kitten. Even though Flynn is her actual child, she pretends like she doesn't know he exists. But this she would treat like a kitten. Carry it around in her mouth all over the house. Yeah, I'm so sorry. So you'll be in Florida for a bit then. Yeah, see, it's automatically dropping my mods there. Okay. Oh. See, I missed the part I needed to watch. Go back. All right. So one thing that I've consistently seen for any of you starting with this Sentro, make sure your cast on is very loose. Okay. So it looks like I'm just going to start spinning it here. Okay. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so this is the initial, what's normally in there, and then you pull tight, but she actually had me tie it off. That's what that is. And now this is through the guide again, and it's going to go under that first peg. And I just need to, I'm going to go kind of slow because I want to make sure let's set that back to 0. Every stitch is caught, because you saw it's a little bit of work to fix a dropped stitch or a tucked stitch, which I think I'm creating another tucked stitch. Yes, I sure am. It's all right. It's all right. It's fine. The tucked stitch doesn't bother me near as much. A missed stitch is more of a problem because it creates a hole. The tucked stitch just creates a line. But yes, I'm going slow. Okay. Let me focus on this while I get around. The first one is where it's the most likely to miss. And although this is not really truly the first, because I did hook those over, I'm looking at this like a first row. Okay, there's my first row. And again, here's the brim. So I'm assuming this is the side that's out. And now I can just, let me get that out of the way. Yes, I knew you'd be in and out. Yes, I knew. That's fine. Thanks for letting everybody know, Camille. But yeah, check out if you are interested in nice hand dyed. This is the softest stuff. It's so soft. But Chef Lori, not the alpaca. That's right. You did not get alpaca. What kind of, did you just get wool from Camille for the cardigan challenge? Hopefully Chef's still here. And yeah, how long, I don't know how I want to say this. How long do you get to stay? Like where you can actually stay with your sister-in-law through this tough time? So this one I'm making is not going to be slouchy. That's my goal anyway. It's actually going to be a kind of a fitted beanie. Let me pull some yarn out, otherwise it's going to get too tight. I was showing my husband why we call it yarn barf earlier, but I'll show you guys because it's hilarious. Because I was just kind of creating yarn barf incidentally. The way I pulled this yarn out, like 100% looks like the yarn is barfing, right? I just think it's funny because that's what it looks like. Found the wrong Maxine. Okay, it's Hey Maxine's with an S place. Hey, Hey, Maxine's place. Lori. Till the 17th. Okay, so you do get to stay for a bit. That's good. I'm glad you can be there. And we'll listen to this nice little sound. See, when you pull the yarn loose, it just glides no problem. Okay. Okay, it is. Okay, good. I did put both her channel and the tutorial. Okay, that was helpful. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I should say y'all because no gender, right? Okay. Missy is circling. It will be interesting to see if she leaves me alone or not. I just have a feeling I'm going to have to put the alpaca yarn up. Acrylic she leaves alone. Now, cotton yarn is what Flynn, the orange and white kitty, likes to go after. Okay. So yeah, when I have yarn pulled out where it's not catching on anything, it just glides a lot smoother, and I keep knocking the bowl over. I'm gonna put that down there. Okay, I'm also about to show you how one of these works with a knot. So there's a factory knot, right? That's a good knot though, because I'm pulling on that to make sure it doesn't come apart. I'm going to trim that just to get all that fuzz off. But I did want to pull that because most factory knots you have to be careful of because they will come loose. That did not come loose at all. Let me reach over here and grab scissors. Because I didn't think to have scissors, and I probably moved my camera a little bit. That's all right. All right. You can see how it handles the knot. What I'll probably do is I'll probably take it out of the guide when it gets there. All right. Not this guide though, because I need that to make sure it's like going where it's supposed to go. I have found holding the yarn does help with that too. I'm holding it over here. All right. Oh my gosh. Well, am I going to get to that knot? Yep, just got to that knot, I bet. No, I just decided it was going to be picky. Okay. Where's that knot? I know it's coming. Where are you, knot? There you are. All right. Now, I'm going to take it out of this guide, the tensioner guide, for a minute. I'm going to get all that fuzzy off because I made sure the knot's nice and tight. Okay. But I want to take it off the tensioner, even though it probably would go through this. It'll go through this fine, but I'm not confident it would go through that. So once the knot is actually, okay, there's the knot. It went through there fine. Okay, now I can put it back in the tensioner. So that's what you do. You have knots in your yarn and you use one of these machines. Oh, it's fine, Linda. It's fine. I have not had, hi, Sniper, Boofy, and Goofy. I have not, thank you for asking that, Chef, because she's on my list to go back and watch for panels, because that is, I do want to try the Colorama Halo, because the Halo works up really nice in this machine. It, because you were right about just changing yarn does help, but it didn't totally fix my issues. However, I think if I watch a couple more people, maybe this lady will get it through my head. I don't know. Hi, Renee. Oh, okay. So what size, Renee? This is a 48 pin, High New Horizons. I've been playing Train and Rail Yard Simulator. Is that a video game or what kind of game is that? There is a really cool place by my house. But yeah, Renee, what size? Because this is a 48 pin. However, I did get something today that's a different size. Now, the nice thing with the 48 pin is it does have a row counter. It's counting my rows every time it goes past that white pin. Anything smaller does not have that, is my understanding. I don't know why. So definitely either make tally marks on paper or, see, I pulled so much out, I kind of got it tangled around it. So that's my fault. All right. So did you see the octopuses that I made? Octopi. I made one for each of my grandkids. It's very easy. It's also very easy to make dolls. So you basically make a tubes, especially if you're on a 22 pin, the smaller one. Knitting around the world. Crocheting around New Zealand. Trish, she's been showing how to knit a cat with a little jersey, and I think I'm going to take that concept and do it on the knitting machine, since I don't know how to knit. Everyone channel. Okay. Oh, great. Wonderful. Oh, hey, Mona. Nice to see you. Not that big. So you have the 22 pin, I bet. The one that's about like this big around, give or take. Is that right, Renee? Sniper, Boofy, and Goofy. Do y'all have a channel? Do you have a channel? Yeah. So, hi, Breezy. How are you? So this is a 48 pin Sentro. 22 pin is the more often used size. Let me show you Lexi from Helix. I will drop. This is her channel. I'll show you what she made. Hi, Jennifer. The Andi and the Sentro. Okay, I will come back and answer that, Jennifer, in a second. Let me show you. So when I was learning to make my 40 or use this the very first time on the tube setting, because there's two different settings. Let me tilt this because the suction cups work very well. I'll just say that. It's on the tube setting. There's a P and a T. I've tried the panels many times. I'll keep trying. I never give up. I will keep trying. But I want to make a hat so I can do the tube setting. This is what, during my live, she had the 22 pin Sentro, so you can see much smaller, right? And she made this little, I guess, bag to hold whatever you would like it to hold. And it's a cinch bag because, and she actually put, what did she do there? Are those chains? I think that's chains. And then she put that through there and tied that off. And I'm not even kidding. My cat, Missy, is circling. I think she smells the alpaca yarn. Yep, there she is. I can't aim my camera at her, but she's right. She's right there. She's like, "What do you have? What do you have for me?" She's coming. She's coming for the alpaca. Okay, I got to put the alpaca up. If my camera was aimed differently, you would have seen her walk right across there. Oh, silly cat. And then I messed up my camera. There we go. Yes. So if you have a channel that has New Horizons, what you can do to drop your channel is let me try that again. Hooks, HOOKS 247, and that goes for you, Sniper, Boofy, and Goofy. Anybody that Mona, if you want to, Hooks 247. You're welcome to drop your channels while I'm kind of just cranking this. But this is the size the 22 pin Sentro will make, Renee, when you get back. And then, like I said, what you can do, it's very easy to change color too. What you can do is actually like you cinch it down, and you can turn parts into a head and a body, and then you like kind of sew around so there's legs. I have already done that. What have you already done? Hi, Michelle. I'm glad you and your family are safe. Pix 247. It should work. If it doesn't, New Horizons, we'll try again in a minute. But it looks like you typed it correctly, so it should. Yep, there it went. There it went. And again, anybody, and Sniper, okay, you do have content, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind doing that. You've been in a few, Sniper, Goofy, and you said New Horizons. You've dropped, or sorry, you've okay. Yes, this size right here, right, Renee? And like, look up amigurumi on the knitting machine. Oh, and I need to come back to Jennifer Waisaki's question. She asked, what's the difference between the Andi and the Sentro? You got the 22 pin Sentro to learn on. Okay. And she was able to do that. Again, the tube setting, I'm telling you, Chef Lori, it is so easy. It is so easy to do that. The Andi, from what I understand, the Andi, this is a Sentro. The Andi has metal pins. If anybody could verify that for me or correct me or let me know if that's correct, that would be wonderful. These have plastic pins. See, this is plastic. But the 22, yeah. If you want to make, let me show you guys a picture of the octopus that I made. I've made two now. Let me get a picture. Oh, that, weirdly enough, it's not in Chrome. Photos would be the right place to look. All right. Here is the first one I made. And this was all made on this 48 pin Sentro, but it's actually easier to make on the 22 pin with something like this. Literally, I could turn this into one of these octopuses, this right here. I wouldn't because it was from Lexi, so I'll leave it as a drawstring bag like it is. But you basically make a tube, and then there's some instructions. So if you go back and look for the octopus, I link it to Andi Crafty Witch 232's live where she actually went over. I tell you about where to go. She actually does a tutorial, so to speak, on how to do this. So this is perfect on the 22 pin if you like that. Yes, the Sentro ones are on Temu or Amazon. I've got links in my not in this description box. I will put them there, but in my regular channel description, you can get them to buy the Sentros. Sentros are just keep in mind you get what you pay for. You have to go slower and be more careful with a Sentro because everything is plastic. Whereas I believe the Andi, it's going to cost you probably twice as much. This is a 48 pin. But the octopus, my octopus is actually on the 48 pin, but Andi taught me on a 22 pin. So the 22 pin is actually a better, it's not going to get as bulky down here. I would recommend doing that on the 22 pin. You need about 40 rows, give or take. Do they put up names? That is a great question, Chef. I don't know if I've ever seen that. That's a fantastic question. Facebook, there are groups. Yes. Yes. And I have found tons on YouTube. There's some that I definitely can follow them a little easier. But the Addies are more durable, is my understanding. Again, if you're going to do the 22 pin, you're not going to have the row counter. So just make sure you're tallying or you have a stitch, however you row count, whatever process you use. You need to pull some more yarn because, again, you don't want the yarn too tight because then it like pulls and then you get weird tension in different spots. So very much like you can with crochet, right? You don't want different tensions. So keeping the yarn loose is very helpful. But yes, the octopus is better made on this little guy. Better made on it's better if you make it on the 22 pin. Oops, sorry. And you can do safety eyes, or you don't have to do safety eyes. You can embroider eyes. You can do whatever you want to do with the eyes. I just had plain black. See, I have all kinds of different safety eyes. Those are the ones I chose. I've made 2 of them on the 48 pin. The second one went better. I did more rows. But on, again, the 22 pin, it's going to be even better on the 22 pin. It's going to be about the same size, honestly, around. And it's not going to be so bulky to sew the legs. But, yeah, I think grandkids or kids, have I used a 20? Oh, has Chef used her 22 pin? Have you tried it out? I feel like you have. Yes, the socks I would recommend the 22 pin. Yes, correct. Because now it's this size. So there is also a 40 pin. You can stretch your stitches pretty well. You can see that. So yes, most people that make socks, it's on the 22. Oh, hey, Scully. Thanks for stopping in and thumbs up. So you haven't tried it yet. So this, again, this is different. This is, I made the brim first so that when it's not going to be doubled up, it's going to be very stretchy. Because as you can see, when it's not doubled up, it's very, very stretchy. You can stretch it quite a bit. But the octopus, yes. The octopus, hey, Scully, if you want to drop your channel, Hooks247. I'm going to just listen. Yes. Oh, okay. I understand, Michelle. Yes, you do what you need to do. thank you for being here. But yes, if I get to show that, I will very soon. If you like listening to people read stories they made up or the like, you definitely want to go check out Skilly Pop. Also, if you like ASMR. All right. So again, as long as I have my yarn loose, it just flows right along. I have about 15 more to do. Actually, a little bit more than that. All right. Sometimes, like I said, I will hold the yarn over here too. So I'll feel it start to get tight if I need to pull more yarn out. It's kind of a very ASMR sound. I'll be quiet for a sec. Yes, there you go. Oh, Chuck, you're still awake. I'm shocked. One cool woman is still awake. Did everybody drop their channel that wanted to? Yeah, so it's going to be a hat. This is the brim part. I think I need to sew this in, so that'll be the brim, and then that'll be the beanie. Versus, let me grab my double-sided. I never stay seated very well during my lives, do I, y'all? I'm very bad at it. Very, very, very bad at it. All right, so this is my double-sided. So this was one big long tube, and I did make it reversible, but you can see it. I mean, it still stretches, but you can see it doesn't stretch as much because it's double thick. This is too warm to wear right now for sure. Unless I was in New Zealand with Trish, it's freezing there. Very, very, very cold. Does tinnitus count as a? Oh, I'm sorry, Chef. Sorry, Chef Lori. All right. So what I did is I sewed a little hook in there so I could swap out the little poof pom-pom. So that side we were calling Neapolitan ice cream. This side is just cherry and strawberry ice cream. And I can see I missed a stitch right there. I had a tuck stitch. It's all right. It's all right. It was my first try. This is what I learned on. So I'm trying something different where it's not doubled up, in part because I don't know. Actually, I'm positive I would not have had enough yarn because I only have one skein of this. But also, so it's going to use less yarn because I'm not doubling everything up, just the brim. And it'll be just, it won't be as, what do you call that when it's like got the extra at the top, you know, on your head where it's got the extra. Oh my gosh, my brain. How big? Oh, let me go back. You can even put a lining. Yes, for real. It's like you could, the cast on looks, yes. Yes, correct. It's yes. And you can do it as, not with this, yeah, New Zealand is a mountaintop, the rest is underwater. Yes, that's very true. It's 3 islands, right? Is that correct? But yeah, anybody, I'm glad Michelle went ahead and dropped her channel. But yeah, you can drop your channel if you want to. Hooks 247. I do not have an RV. Yes, if you like, again, if you like listening to stories, if you like ASMR, as often as I can, I listen. But a lot of times I have my other stuff going on, and Chuck's here. I'm just trying to catch up on the chat here real quick. And Jennifer, did I answer your questions? Slouchy. Thank you, Chef Lori. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Slouchy. Yes. So this one won't be slouchy. Oh, hi, Liz. See, I'm glad I scrolled back up. Hi, Liz. How are you? All right. So this won't be slouchy. This will be a true beanie, but it will have the doubled up brim. So I've not made one before. Again, this is the only hat I've made. I've made the octopuses now, octopi for my grandkids. This is the one I made for my 3-year-old granddaughter. She took it to her preschool class and they all wanted one. So if I had a 22 pin Sentro, they'd all have one already. Because, they take no time to make. So those of you who have 22 pin Sentro, those octopi, so easy. And like I said, Andi Crafty Witch 232. I have her linked. If just look for in my videos, look for the picture with the videos that have an octopus like that in it. And I have it linked to her live where she actually gave a tutorial of sorts on how to do that. I'm trying to get myself some more yarn here. All right. Alrighty. So I got about, as I said 15 earlier, I actually have about 15 now because I forgot I was actually at 33. Or wait, no. I started over at 0. I don't know. I'm going to actually measure, I think, to decide if I've gone far enough. All right, let's see if I missed anybody else. Liz, you've done all kinds of crafts. Do you have a Sentro or an Andi? Liz does all of the crafts. Her and Margaret. If Margaret's still here, it's late, so because she's on the East Coast, so. Or are you Eastern time? Now I'm questioning myself. Are you Eastern time, Margaret? I don't remember. Songbirds. Songbird something creations, Margaret. Yeah, I'm hoping my chat did not freeze because I was pedaling around with it. All right. But yeah, so you are welcome to drop your channel, Liz, as well. Hooks247. Hopefully with the horizontal, the links work just fine. I know with verticals during the live, if you're on a phone, the links don't really work. Maybe that's true regardless of if it's vertical or horizontal. I don't know. Does anybody know? Okay. And yes, this is actually for one of my friends, kiddos that is transitioning. And I say kiddo, but it's an adult child. She was actually my student the very first year I taught at the school I had the longest part of my teaching career at. She was in that very first year I taught there. One of my students. I still know her well, the parent. She says it's still weird to call me by my first name, which is really funny. Some of my former students are totally comfortable with it, and the other of them are like, nah, I can't call you your first name. It's weird. It's cute. Oh, and speaking of, I had that former student. Oh, I wonder if my chat is frozen. No, I am frozen because I didn't. Oh my gosh, there's been so much. Hello, Annette. Oh, sunburn. Oh, I hate sunburn. Hello, Annette. Let me go back here. Oh, Tangled in Yarn. Yes, Annette. Annette, you're welcome to drop your channel. If you have content. Margaret is Eastern. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, thank you. And Helix, there she is. And I was showing Helix Stitchcraft. She made this using the 22 pin Sentro while I was learning. It was the first live, right, Helix or Lexi? Or was it the second live? But anyway, I was showing the 22 pin Sentro versus the 48 pin Sentro, which is what I'm using right now. But this is better on the 22 pin Sentro. I think the Octopus is better on that. Oh my gosh, fleece lining, yeah. Whew, warm. Okay. I'm so hot. That sounds miserable. Yeah, anybody that wants to. Yes, thank you, Linda, for showing everybody how to do that. Because I was about to say the rainbow yarn. Remember now that you mentioned it. Yes, the rainbow yarn. So that the octopus rainbow yarn is Rainbow Wish. This is called Life. Most of the Big Twist Living. I don't know if y'all knew this, but the different colorways represent different pride flags. I don't know if you knew that, but if you didn't, you do now. From my understanding. So, oh, I don't know why it popped like that. That's another thing with Sentro that I don't think you'd have a problem with, Addie. The tensioner right here, ADDI, Addie. This, if you're not careful, it will snap, break. So that's another reason to potentially hold your yarn and make sure that the tension's fine, consistent. It's so nice to not see dropped stitches in here. Oh, that's so lovely. Look at that. No dropped stitches at all. Amazing. This is hardly having any of the white in it. It looked like there was more white in the ball. Maybe I just haven't gotten to that section. I don't know. Okay. Nope. That was supposed to go up and over. Right? Yeah. Okay. That's where there was a little bit of a knot. So that's what happened there. But I got it. That's going to be a tucked stitch right there. See, I spoke too soon. Okay, let me show you why. Ooh, let me see if I can get this to drop down a little bit. See, I learned a lot from that last video. Okay. Trying to get really close to it, and then I'll make sure it's focused on the right place. Okay, right here. Can you see that there are 2 loops there? That's going to create a tucked stitch. I think. We'll find out. We'll find out when we get there. It's like I'm not as worried about a tucked stitch as opposed to a dropped stitch. A dropped stitch leaves a hole. A tucked stitch just kind of makes a line. Okay, I'm going to go to, actually, once I get to the white pin, I will stop and we're going to measure. Yeah, those drop stitches, they sure are. Okay, I'll have to fix that. Okay. Do I want to get to the white pin? I'll go ahead and get to the white pin. And I'm going to go back and fix that. Okay, there we are. Okay. Do y'all remember what I had to do with this? Let me grab my nitpicker. I believe that's what it's called. Oh, sorry. Knocking the camera around. Okay, drop stitches. Like I said, drop stitches create a hole. I can't leave that. So, what you do, I'm going to have to get all the way back around there again. This is just going to get a couple extra rows. It's fine. It's probably just 1 extra row. All right. I am to the first stitch that was dropped. So what I do is I pick this up off. Come on. Did it no problem the other day. Because I said, oh, I'm fine. I don't have any drop stitches this time. And then pull back to right there. Where's that crochet hook? Back on. Advance it one. All right. I don't know if that's. Did I get it? No, I didn't get it. I missed one. I thought I might have missed a blue. All right. Brain eating amoeba. I have heard of that. That's terrible. It doesn't happen very often. What is that? Okay, hold on. I gotta keep going back. Is that red thing on the floor by your right foot? You're missing wax. Oh, it absolutely looks like it's missing wax. This is actually not my missing wax. This, thank you for noticing that. Yes, it is wax. You are correct. It's not mine though. It is my stepdaughter's. She must not have put it away last time she diamond painted. But thank you, because now I can put it with her stuff. But yes. And see how she's got a whole corner gone. I was like poking holes everywhere. I didn't know what I was doing. So, yes, good eyes. Good eyes, chef. That is wax. And my stepdaughter would have been missing it, but it's hers, not mine. Mine is gone to heaven. Or the litter box. I still don't know. I still don't know what happened. But I was going back to, yes, knit figure. Yes. Knit, K-N-I-T. Knit picker. I missed some stuff, so I'm going back. I'm just going back. All right. Let's see what happens. How long does it take you to finish one? Now, if you just do one of these, Liz, or the octopus is fast. The octopus is like with the sewing and putting in the eyes and the stuffing and everything, you could probably get that done in well under an hour. Well under an hour if you're talking about the octopus. Now, this hat, I don't remember. And this is a different hat pattern because it's not doubled up and it's got that brim going on. And if I wasn't silly, I wouldn't have had to start this over again. Well, just these rows. So what I'm doing now is fixing dropped stitches. I need to. Okay. Okay, so it's the pink and then, okay, I see what I did. All right. Crochet hook. Over and grab, pull it through, pull it out, grab this blue one, over, pull it through, and there's how you fix the drop stitch, but I got to do it again. Right? Yeah, right there. This time I know to be more careful. Okay. All right. Did I get everything? I'm going fishing next time. How did I treat that even? Okay, I know I missed a ton of regular knitting. Okay, how many rows have you need for a single layer? Okay, so this was 32 rows, counting the cast on rows, so technically 31. And then she said 35. I should have stopped at 35, but I had the drop stitches, so I'm trying to fix that. Oh, and my cats are fighting. Hey, stop it. Stop it. Okay, so you could get this one done if you don't have any drop stitches. If you were more careful than I was, you could probably get this done in Let's see, I have to go back to right there. Nope. More. Right there. Okay. Okay. And no, I don't know how to knit. I think I saw that question there. I don't know how to actually knit. I've used the knitting loom before. I'm fairly new to this intro. You can do more than one row at a time, but I don't want to make any more mistakes. So, if you watch, which video was that? I did a video where I fixed. It's the same thing when you fix a, it's called a tucked stitch. Okay, I'm gonna put that back on. All right. That's kind of a mess there. Something's going on there. Weird. Well, it is going to be perfectly imperfect. That's what I say. All right, let me get back around to the right peg. I think I'm close. Yeah. Okay. And Chef, they do tell you what you were doing. Yeah. Honestly, if I hadn't done this Minecraft fun. My stepdaughters play Minecraft. They love it. I don't know if any of my adult daughters do. Yeah, that's fixing a stitch. Honestly, at some level, it would have been easier for me to just pull it out and restart over again because it looks a little messy right there. But that's going to be in the crowns of the head, so I'm just not going to worry about it. That's my vote. I'm not going to worry about it. All right. Yes, and I was fixing a dropped stitch. Yes, exactly. If it was a tucked stitch, I wouldn't have bothered because it just kind of makes a funky line. I think right there, let me turn this around. I'm going to show you. This kind of weirdness right here, that's probably a tucked stitch. That's where you had two loops. But dropped stitch is a hole, and I didn't want a hole in the hat, so that's why I did it. Honestly, Chef, it's way easier to just pull it out and start it. Yes, there you go. Or like a palm. Not that I'm going to put a palm on this hat, but a palm would cover. This is going to end up in the cinched part, but I have to double check. Kira, hello, Kira. Or a fluffy palm like that. But I would have to check with the person I'm making this for if they would want a palm or not. I suspect not. So that is, but yes, especially because it's going to be on the very top of the head. It's going to get cinched down. I think it's going to hide. I think it's going to hide like how that's all cinched down. I'm not sure which approach Helix took to sewing that, but it kind of looks almost like how you do a headband sewing. Anyway, what was I going to look at? I was going to say it says 7. Okay. Yes. So yeah, right. This would be perfect if, but I have to verify with the person. But I should be able to hide. I should be able to hide it, Kira. That's my goal. But this, I was showing everybody this. This is what you can make. You make this on the 48 pin or the 22 pin Sentro, and it's super, super easy. Less than an hour. This, if you're really focused on it, I think this one with the brim, again, that part's doubled up. But I don't have a ton of yarn left. I have some yarn left, but not a ton. I just wasn't confident I had enough for a double layer. Because with a double layer, you're supposed to do, I want to say around 120 rows. That's for a slouchy. I'm not sure. 100 rows maybe? But this was 32. This is 37 now. This part of the hat. And so I'm going to just make sure my next step is with drop stitches that runs the whole length of it. Yes, exactly, Renee, which is why I had to fix it. Hi, Jill. How are you? Have you ever used one of these, Jill? Can you, regular knitting, you can buy, not sure about you, machine knitting. Oh, wait, what did I miss something that Lori said? Yes, you can. But what Renee Unraveled said is that if you don't fix it and I pull this off, that drop stitch could just unravel like a ton of things. So that's why I went ahead and fixed it, even though it still doesn't look perfect. It's fine. I'm ready to go on to it can ruin, yeah, like a run in your stocking. Exactly, Chuck. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh, so you have an Andi. So you can better answer Jennifer Wysocki's question. Her question was, what is the difference between Sentro and Andi? I said the problem with, or the pluses and minuses, Sentro is all plastic. Are the pins on an Andi, are these metal? Is that correct? And so they cost more because you're getting a better, longer lasting product. Are these metal? Or is more of it metal in general? I was pretty confident the pins are metal, but please let me know if that's correct. All right, so I'm gonna watch this little thing. Let me watch this video because I think my next step is, and I do have her on silent, but so she said I could go up to 40, so maybe I want to do 3 more rows. No, I don't actually. I'm gonna measure that. Yes, a regular knitting. That's fair. That's fair. No metal. So Andi has no metal. So it's like Sentro. Is German made. Okay. Okay. I'm going to measure. So from the brim, let's measure it in inches. I'll try not to stretch too much. It's about 12 inches, give or take. Is that the right? I'm going to measure my head for a second. Not the circumference. Extra pins in the box. Yes. I do not believe I got extra pins in the box. I have a tiny head, and from my eyebrows to the crown of my head is 8 inches. So 12 inches is probably good. All right. Extra pins. Yes. And Andi has a crafting tool. Sentro is a gel. Okay. So Sentros are meant to be for learning or however you want to look at it, whereas Addies are more circular needles. Oh, nice. That's nice, Renee. I don't know how to knit. I only can use the machine or on knitting loom. But I still haven't figured out panels on the machine here. I need to go back a little bit and watch this. See what she says here. This is, what's it? Hey, Maxine's place. It is linked in my description box. I have more to add to the description box later, but all right. Do. Okay. Let's see if she does it the way I usually do it. Okay, around there. Okay. She says 60 centimeters. Okay. Sorry, that is my little robot. Is what you're hearing. They're not extra. They're stoppers. Oh, stoppers for working flat panels. So yeah, that was a whole thing for me. I've tried the panels many times. I'll try it again. Yes, correct. Correct, chef. This counter is not necessarily long lasting either. Everything being in here plastic is means it's not going to be a long lasting thing. Addie's made better. Addie's, you pay for what you get. You know, that's like, in that case, I really do think that's, how do you take it off? That's what I'm about to do, Jennifer. Okay, let me, oh, good night, Kira. Don't let this intro be mean to you. No, it's been actually quite good to me because I'm not doing the panels. Let me get, I need a needle, is what I need. A yarn needle. And I do recommend, I think it's much easier with a bent metal needle, but we'll see which one I find. I've got lots of different needles. Yeah, I'm gonna use this needle here. This darning needle. It's bent. Big hole. All right, and she said about 60 centimeters. How I have done it. Okay, sorry. That was a firework in my neighborhood. I apologize if it spooked anybody as badly as it spooked me. All right. What I do is I wrap it around twice. This is more than enough. You don't need this much yarn, but that's what I'm going to do. There's once. Twice. Go ahead and cut. Again, you don't need that much, but that's what I'm going to do so that I'm sure I have enough yarn. Oh, and she said to go ahead and make sure it's around that first pin. And then what you do, oh, gotta hold on to my end. I'm going to shut my window. I apologize, chef, if that spooked your pups. It's built sturdier, yes, but you can't say you only have. No, I've seen people do side by side comparisons. It's a fair statement. People and their darn fireworks. They're not really totally legal here because Colorado is very dry. I'm sure you've all seen that. Okay. So when that pops up, when that comes off there, I'm going to take, because that was my white pin. That's your first pin. I'm going to take this yarn and go through there. Again, I have way more yarn than you need. And then I'm going to keep coming from that side. I want it off. And then go underneath. That's where the bend helps. The bent needle. This is how you get it off. This is the cast off. This is a cinch cast off. There are other cast offs, but this is the one we're using because this is going to be the top of the hat. And you come from the inside to the outside. Oh my gosh, they're annoying. Again, hopefully the dog in the house that is bothered by that is doing fine. I'm sure my stepdaughter's got him under control. He has a special earmuffs, I guess. It's a thing that you pull over and it like pushes their ears down and actually help kinds of. Imagine it's like earplugs for dogs, but it's like over their head. And this is how you take it off. I'm too afraid to lose stitches. That's why I do it one at a time like this. You can go several stitches and then do several stitches, but no, I do one at a time. Just because for me, that's what works. How long does it take to knit a beanie hat? This is a curiosity question, like regular hand knitting with a 4-weight yarn. I'll even stipulate that. Okay, weather. Oh yes, you can do weather in weather in Dallas, weather in Raintown. 100% humidity. Holy mackerel! Just see again so that you can see weather. And I'll do Littleton because if I do Denver, it actually pulls the weather at the airport, which is a long ways away from me. So look at my humidity. Oh, that's actually high humidity for here. 47% is high. All right. So you can see it coming off the machine. But I stress about dropping these stitches. That's why I do one at a time. Like I said, you don't have to do it one at a time, but yes. How long does it take to? Hi, Tuber Chat. How are you? 3 to 4 evenings. Okay, so to knit a hat with a 4-weight yarn. So this technically could be done probably in an hour or less. If y'all don't know Tuber Chat, you can, I can't remember Tuber Chat's actual name, but Tuber Chat is very helpful. Any of you all that are in here that haven't and would like to, you can drop your channels. Hooks, HOOKS 247. So Hooks 24/7 is the the code. While I'm doing this very not so exciting part of the job, but this is how you get it off. This is called a cast off on the knitting machine. I think this is why people like Crystal Bagaday. She'll do Bagaday Crochet if you don't happen to know her. She does the Andi knitting machine and she can crank out hats really fast because first of all, she has an Andi, so I think you're actually less likely to have drop stitches when you have the nicer machine. And then she's been doing it for a long time. She uses, they do not recommend using a tool to crank it faster with the Sentro, again, because it's not as well made. Again, you get what you pay for. These are not expensive. So the Sentros are not. If you want a good, better machine, you pay for the Andi. I mean, this is all, I'm not going to be using this on the regular. So for me, this is sufficient. Having the Sentro, I didn't need the Andi, but also if I had the money for an Andi, I would have rather had an Andi. But you know. All right. So yeah, so if you don't know Tuber Chat, check out Tuber Chat. It's a good way to connect with people. And you type super fast, Jennifer, if I remember right. I think you crochet pretty quickly too. I thought I typed fast when I was younger, and my students commented that I freaked them out that I could look at them and talk to them and still type whatever I was typing. Because like I had typed so much, and I learned on the old machines where you had to, really smack the keys. So my kids who are now grown adults, my oldest daughter will be 30 next month. That's crazy. especially because I'm only 29, right? Anyway, they would just they would say to me, Mom, why are you brutalizing your keyboard? Because I would smack the keys so hard because, how I learned to type. But no, I never typed super fast. I typed sufficiently fast for being a teacher. I typed well. Faster than I needed to for that job. You can use the drill. See, so you can use the drill to speed up the cranking on the Andi, but they strongly advise you against doing that on the Sentros because, again, they're not made as well. So there are so many advantages to the Andi in terms of quality. You're getting a better product. But I don't have one, so I'm going off of everything I know of them. And I know that they have strongly advised, if you have a Sentro, to not use the drill, just simply because they're plastic parts, they can heat up. Here's a funny story related to plastic heating up. There was one time we were running in JFK Airport in New York to catch a flight, a connecting flight, right? Because our flight was slightly delayed coming out of Denver into JFK, going on the way to our trip. So we were running really fast, and I was in a large group. I think there were 24 of us. It was a good-sized group. I think I missed a stitch there. Maybe not. No, I didn't. And so somebody was helping me, and he took my little wheelie bag carry-on. This was back in the mid-90s, just to give you perspective on timing. And so it only had the 2 wheels. And he was pulling my carry-on to help me out. And we were going so fast that one of the wheels melted. We made our flight, in case you were wondering. But yes, one of the wheels melted. So that is another example of you might be getting what you paid for problems there. I'm going to pull that one off kind of manually. I don't know why it's... Why did it not come off like it should have? That one did. Looks like I missed a stitch. I'm going to go through that. I don't know if that's going to make it a problem, but we've already got problems with the top of this hat. All right. Now see, I'm seeing 2. All right. I don't know what happened here. This is probably a major Lori error, but this is the process for getting it off. I'm going very slow because I'm talking and telling you funny stories, but yes. Transcriptions, yes. Okay, so that's very similar. I have a friend that does that to some degree. 85, yeah, Crafting Kitty made a tube blanket. So she used an Andi on the tube setting. Chose a 2-sided blanket. And did she just turn these into panels? Or what did she do? Tell me more, Linda. I want to know. And she has an Andi, if I remember correctly. So again, that's the good stuff, and you can do more with it. Because you don't have to worry about it pins breaking or melting or whatever. Or that's probably just a me problem, right? I've had some entertaining things happen in my life. That was pretty funny. And I definitely missed a bunch of the chat, so sorry about that. I'm focused down here. I'm almost done though. It's because I do it one at a time. Take my time. I keep catching on the tensioner. You can see how the bent one is easier to work with, because I could get under that stitch a little easier. That was the chair, not me, in case you were wondering. Not that you're listening that closely, or maybe you are. It's telling you how you can drop your, she had the anatomy panels and sewed them together. Yeah. Yeah, I want to figure out the panels. So the other setting, this is the tube setting. I've tried. You guys have all seen it. Y'all have seen me try the panels. I'm going to keep trying. I will check this Maxine lady that did this hat. Her instructions were very clear to me. Just because I can't follow instructions all the time, well, you know, it's a different issue. So the panels I've been weighing down using my little clips that I used to hook on my bobbins. I haven't worked on the animal blanket in a bit because I've been doing some other things. I have kind of a secret project I'm doing. It's only going to be secret for a little bit. Once it gets to where it's going. I will have it recorded and I might sneak peek you, but because you'll never be able to tell. I don't think you'd be able to tell what it is. Okay, so I am off, but somehow that one didn't come off. That's that one I said I don't know why it didn't come off. All right, it's off now. All right, so then you can just cinch it up. Like you would cinch it up. That looks like. Is that where I did that weird thing? Maybe. Make sure it's not turning inside out on itself. All right. You haven't tried the panels. Okay. So yeah, the panel setting, the P setting there. I've tried it several times. I have not been successful yet. However, the tube setting is, now I've done a couple octopuses. This is my second hat. This hat was different because like, look at that brim. That's so cute. So this is clearly the inside now. And then I'm going to verify with her pattern that just whichever way it's pulling. So I like to check. Which way is it pulling down? This way? Yeah. So I try to go in the direction that it was going. I take my needle and try to catch all those loops. And then that cinches it down even further. You can see that there's basically no gap there anymore. Like I said, I go the direction that it was cinching already. So, all right. I'm going to pull down tight. All right. And then technically that would be done. I mean, I haven't sewn it all the way because that's obviously that could come loose, but I'm going to stick it on my head for a sec. And then I'm going to flip my camera and y'all can see. Now I have a tiny little head, so it's a little slouchy on me. Let me flip my camera. Settings, no. Yes. There you go. Okay. All right. So there it is. It's very cute. And that brim is a nice effect. I don't know which way is the nicest direction. It's a little big on me, but again, I have a tiny little head, so, you know. I'm going to switch back to this for a second, and then I'm going to switch entirely so that we can actually... Oh, this part? This part, Linda? Or the sizing? So you've making a scarf says. And the scarf, you could do the double layer scarf easily, right? My issue was I wanted to make sure I had enough yarn since I only had one skein of this. I do not believe there was probably enough I could have done the double layer. But I kind of like how stretchy this is. It's interesting how the colorway went, but I like how stretchy that is. I think it would breathe a lot better because this is too hot. I would not want to put this double layer on right now. It's too hot. All right, I'm going to flip around and show some other stuff. I gotta flip around everything, so it'll be just a second. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. I decided, so this thing I'm working on, the secret. That's not really a secret, but it is temporarily a secret. So it's not Decade Divas. It's not that. It's not the Tunisian for Camille. It's not that. I'm actually finally using my menagerie yarn. So I'm excited about that. I'll very gently carry this over. Okay. So I'll put us back in our regular position. And then I'll show you a couple things. Oh, just dropped my needle. At least I can see it though. It did not go the way of the wax. All right, now I'm gonna flip cameras. Oops. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna flip this light. There's the kitty. Told you she was lurking. Mini Pearl. That would be hilarious. Okay, let me go back to settings. Video. Now I'm in my normal spot. And my hair is funky. All right, it's all floofy because I had the hat on it. So I'm using Menagerie. It's a tiny project. This is very not micro though, to clarify. I'll show you that much. It's a square. That's all I'll show you for now. So I'm being a tease there. There was something I needed to show you. Where is it? Where did I put it? Okay, look at the lovely blanket by Jennifer. While I go find what I was going to show you. Where did I put it? Oh my gosh. It's a box. I can't have misplaced an entire box. Could I have? Well, it's me, so it's possible. All right, come on. Where is it? I might have left it at the bottom of the stairs. Well, okay. Nope, I knocked my pumpkin down. This I like to stick on my paper mache pumpkin that I painted. Because it goes on the stem there and it kind of holds it in place. And I'm wearing my crochet all day. I have the pink one. I sent Camille a mint one. Hi, Jen. How are you? So this is the hat. It's finished. This is the Sentro hat. Now, the hat, and like I said, that brim looks nice. I haven't finished because I haven't sewn in the ends and all that stuff. But that's the Sentro hat. Must have left it at the bottom of the stairs. That is a bummer. Well, what I got is it arrived today. I did get a 22 pin Sentro. So maybe next week I'll do a 22 pin Sentro Octopus, since that seems to be something that everyone's kind of interested in. And a lot of you have, or should I try a sock? Do I have sock weight yarn? Do I have sock yarn? Yes, maybe. That yak yarn, well, you wouldn't put that on socks, would you? I wouldn't use that on socks, would I? No. Granny square purses are wonderful. Granny square purses are wonderful. The octopus I'm talking about on the 22 pin Sentro is, let me go to, come on. This is Rainbow Wish is the colorway. It's a big twist. Rainbow Wish. That one's on the 48 pin, but I think it will be better on a 22 pin Sentro. Pin PIN, right? Yes. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I did that. I left it downstairs. Was there anything else I was going to tell you all about? If you didn't see the, we're going to call it disappointment. Is that the nicest way to say it about the diamond painting? This diamond painting, absolutely lovely. Lovely. Loved it. It's fantastic. This, however, this mystery diamond painting, after completing it, it was just disappointing. Because, first of all, it was ripped off. Secondly, it wasn't ripped off well as far as the art. Jen, was it you or was it, who figured it out? Somebody figured it out that it was a woman. Was it Megan? I think it was, I can't remember. But it's actually supposed to be like Ariel, and there's supposed to be a lot more blue over here. And this is a mermaid tail here, holding a flower, looking at a witch in the moon. Yes, disappointing. Because that's it. The real one was cute. It needs to have nylon. Hi, Melissa. How are you doing? I know you've been through a lot recently. I hope you're doing well. I finished this hat tonight. I haven't sewn in the ends, but on the Sentro, so that it had a brim, and then because I don't think it's supposed to go this direction. Yeah, it's definitely not supposed to go this direction. That looks kind of weird to me. The purl side. This is the knit side, right? Or do I have that backwards? I don't know. Knitting machine. Somebody here told me one side was knit and the other side was purl. So this is technically, that's a stitch. I can't remember right now. See, again, I don't actually know the correct knitting terms. I just use the little machine. And I have used the loom quite a bit. I definitely can make panels on the loom. I helped my sister do that because she has trouble with her hands. Here, I'll put it on so you can see. Tighten that top down a little bit more. How that brim ends up looking. Now, I have a tiny head, so this is kind of on the too big side for me, but so it's a little bit slouchy, but like the right amount of slouchy. But that's that brim. This is because I haven't finished sewing it in. I don't know which direction is best. Let me see. I think that way. My hair is going to be a disaster. So, again, my little tiny head. Stockinette, thank you. Thank you, Jill. But yes, very happy with how it came out. The pattern for this and the Sentro is listed. So the built-in brim is nice. The bumps are pearls. I did know that much from the loom. I do not like doing pearl stitches on the loom. I don't have any idea how they are on when you're actually doing regular knitting. But pearls, when you're doing the loom, are kind of a pain. You have to kind of like maneuver the stitch, and I don't know. Did not love it. But I'm using the menagerie, and I was like, this is classic. I was saying to my husband, this is classic why it's called yarn barf, right? Right there. But that was, I am going to, oh shoot. I put it back. See, I put it back because my kitty Missy will go for the natural fibers. Let me grab Camille's yarn again. Knocked down the yak yarn. And I think I do have some yarn with nylon in it. Jennifer, I think you were the one that said it has to have nylon in it for the socks. I will see if I do. This is hand dyed by Camille. See, you can see the colors a little better since I'm over here in more whiter lights. You can see that sage. Very nice. This is 100 grams of a chunky alpaca. Again, I know some companies that would call that a 6-weight, but that's a true 5-weight in my opinion. It's labeled that way. If you go to Camille's Creation shop, she has blanks right now that have soaked and are ready to dye. You could potentially special order. She does not have just this weight, and she has different fibers as well. She has superwash merino. No, merino. Whatever you can dye. This is alpaca. I don't recall if she has more alpaca. She has different weights. She has fingering weight. She has DK weight. You're sewing in ends. That's lovely. Kick up my menagerie yarn. So that's what I learned. My project's tiny, so I haven't used very much of any color. Oh, no, I would not make socks with this. Sorry, Melissa, to confuse you. No, this is not what I'm going to use for socks. I need to make a hat. Camille wants me to kind of pattern test for somebody who, as I've stated, my head is small. I wear a youth or child's large on my very small head. So no, this is for a hat. This is not for socks or slippers or anything. I wouldn't put this on my feet, even though this would feel nice on my feet because it's alpaca. It's very soft. Again, Chef Lori, don't touch this. You'll get itchy. But yeah, no, sorry I confused you on that. I did mix the two together, but no. Yes, thank you, Melissa, for protecting me from myself, because sometimes that I do need that kind of advice. No, don't do that. That's going to be wrong. Somewhere over there, I don't have a lot of lightweight yarn. I have a lot of menagerie, but that is 100% acrylic, and it's weird. I still don't understand how it feels like cotton. I don't get it. Why does it feel like cotton? It's acrylic. I don't understand what they did to their formula. What secret formula did they do? But I'm going to have to look through and see if I have anything that I can actually appropriately make socks from. This I will be making a hat from and pattern testing. What she wants me to do is figure out basically, like, if I followed her pattern exactly, what adjustments would I need to make for it to fit my tiny little small head. And part of the problem is I do not have a 7mm hook. I think this is my 6.5. No, that's a 6. Where's my 6.5? I have the 6.5 somewhere that I like. I'm picky about my hooks. That was the 6. Where's the 6.5? I have all kinds of hooks over here. Not my big, huge hooks. I know, except for this one. This is a big, huge hook. This is a 25 millimeter. I have a yarn that calls for this. I was actually going to try to do my Christmas in July for Armchair Chef with that hook. And then no, I needed to use different yarn and a different hook. Then it was a sad day. This is my furls and bamboo. I might have a 7 millimeter in here. Oh, I'm going to show you guys this. So part of why I don't use wood hooks. Let's see if you can see that. Can you see the little teeth marks? Yep, there's a tooth mark. While I was using this, my cat Missy bit this hook. It sits on my table all the time. She doesn't touch it. I try to use it. She will bite it. This is not, I don't know. I actually am not sure what wood this one is. This is furls. She's never tried to bite this one. So it must be a different wood because or maybe it's just because it has a finish on it. She hasn't tried to bite this one. I have a 6.5 that's basically just like this one, but this is a 6. And I really like this. I like the inline. And I use the pencil grips to get the squishies. Is it seriously not here? Anyway, I'm going to use the 6.5 millimeter. She used a 7. We're going to see if that's enough to adjust the pattern and keep it as is. So what we really need to figure out is gauge, right? That's what gauge is for sizing. But I do not have a 7 millimeter hook except in Tunisian, and I actually might have sent that to Camille, so I might not physically have a 7 millimeter hook anywhere. Do I only have, I know I have a 6.5 somewhere. 6.5 millimeter, whatever letter that is. K? Is that K? I think that's K. That was a J. I don't know. I don't know. Have any of you used? Hi, Charlotte. How are you? It's premium acrylic. Is that why it just feels so different? Charlotte's cat steals all the stuff, right? This is what I've heard. Charlotte's cat steals all the stuff. My cat Missy, she chews on the hooks, and then natural fibers like this, I have to keep them out of reach, or she'll carry this off in her mouth like a kitten. She does that with this yarn scraps too. I can't have a Ziploc bag of yarn scraps where she can get it, or she literally will carry it off. So Charlotte, our cats are similar. Only one cat. Now, if y'all saw the short with Flynn, he's not carrying anything anywhere. He's a lazy boy. He's a lazy Garfield. Really should have named him Garfield, even though he's not all the way orange. He's mostly orange. He is. Yes, your cat's a felon. See, my cat is too. My cat Missy, I couldn't have my chai latte over here because she was trying to drink it because it has milk in it. Yeah. So she's a peach. She's so cute. But she's not a little girl. The other one, the orange guy, for Flynn, he doesn't care. He leaves stuff alone until I try to take a picture of a blanket that I've made. If I lay out a blanket, he will jump on it immediately. Yeah, he's a character. Your cat outright steals everything, right? My Missy cat, she's very specific about what she steals. Food. She will steal food right out of your hand. Come on, go there. That big giant hook. Oh. So sorry. Okay, I'm going to go 5 more minutes till we hit that 2 hours since we're close. Sweet tea. See, she would do that too. My kitty Missy will do that. Is Birdie a girl kitty? Because I swear my girl kitties have always been naughtier about that stuff than boy kitties. I've had a couple boy kitties and a couple girl kitties. Always been the girl kitties that will drink the drinks. Correct, Charlotte. All blankets are for the cats, in their opinion. Actually, everything in the house is for the cat. But we do have a puppy. Like I said, a 6-month-old about puppy in the house. German Shepherd. She's giant. She's eating 5 cups of food a day. She's giant. She's so cute, though. Oh my gosh, she's cute. However, she tried to take off, not when it was like this. She actually tried to take off with this ball of yarn. She tried to take off with this today. All the animals are conspiring against me. This is part of why I don't do my work downstairs. So none of the dogs can get up to this level. We have a gate. Hi, Moonrose. Socks. Oh, socks. When you're trying to put them on, it's just like the hooks. She only cares about the hook if I'm using it. Both of yours are naughty kitties or girls. Okay. Yeah, felon kitties. That's right. They're the girl kitties. They are the naughty ones. The girl kitties. Silly cats. Felons. Yes, they are criminals. Take her off to kitty jail. Kitty jail is not real, right? Because she still runs the house. She's so cute and sweet, except for when she's committing the crimes. So correct, except because she's a working dog, they already told us that she will probably, when she's full grown, probably need 6 cups a day her whole life. Yeah. She's going to be at least 100 pounds, I think. She's a very large German Shepherd. She's not even just like a kind of big. No, they said she is exceptionally large. Even the vet has agreed. So good times for us. Yeah. Yep. And this, if you don't know, this is Crafting Kitty made this. I want it in a creator spotlight. I want to say bag a day. I have it pinned up so it can be seen. I've changed chairs so it's harder to see Jennifer Wysocki's blanket now, but back there. It's too warm for it to be on my lap. But this blanket, I swore it was the cat that stole my hooks, but no, it was this blanket. So I have turned the zipper around the other way so it wouldn't happen again. And I still need to mend that little spot. It doesn't look like the yarn actually broke. So, yeah. So I think it's okay. Yes. But yes, she's a German Shepherd and she's beautiful. She's predominantly black. Most of her face is black and it seems like it's staying that way. It's not. She's got a little more tan than she did, but barely. One of her parents, and I don't remember which one, was pretty close to all black. Robert Doodle Mix, toddler, right? Toddlers. They are. They're little toddlers. And she's clumsy. I don't know what it is about German Shepherds. They are smart as whips, but they are clumsy as puppies. Does that get better? I think it does. Or do they always stay clumsy? I don't know. But she's so sweet and she's so cute, but she's a toddler. 70 pounds. That's a good size. That's a nice size. I would be thrilled if she only gets to 85 pounds. But both of her parents were bigger than that. And that's why they think, yeah, she's a big girl. But she was bred for service work. So it's not, I mean, they're they had all the, because with the Germans you can get the hip dysplasia and all that stuff, so there's been x-rays and exams and all that stuff to make sure she's unlikely to develop that. So far she does not have the slope at all. She's nice and flat. Extremely intelligent. She is so smart and so sweet, but she does respond to German commands significantly better than English commands. You have to say 9 or she ignores you. 9. Silly girl, but she's so smart, so sweet, and she's learning so fast, but she's a very well-behaved little girl. Since you just got in here, the Hanging with Jen and Gulf Coast Granny, if you want to drop your channels, hooks247, just drop it, because I am about to go, but I'll let you guys drop your channel. So my moderators, their channels drop automatically, but if you want to drop your channel, hooks like crochet hook, hooks247, and it will drop it, and that'll be there. And then Nightbot just told you too, so that might be easier. But yeah, Tuber Chat was in here. If you don't know Tuber Chat, if you're interested, if you make content, check out Tuber Chat. But yeah, see, this is super stretchy with it only being one layer. There you go, Hanging with Jen. And Hanging with Jen, if you don't know Tuber Chat, it would be worth your time to check out Tuber Chat, okay? Because I know you're trying to grow your channel, so I am happy with how it came out. I mean, again, too big for me, but all hats are pretty much too big for me. Tuber Chat will teach you things about how to grow your channel and stuff. So yeah, check it out. So that's how it came out, and I'm happy with it. And with a normal sized head, I think this hat will be good, and you can't even tell there are any mistakes up there. Again, the dropped stitch was a different problem. I had to fix that, but those, what did I call them? Tucked stitches are no big deal. I don't know that you can get tucked stitches in real knitting, can you? Do you? I don't know. Because again, I don't know how to do real knitting. Oh, what was the weather? Somebody dropped their weather. Calgary. Oh, that's Moonrose's weather. Yes. Nice. Oh, I was actually, because Camille, in Camille's live earlier, she was talking about how to drive to another country, right? Because Trish, crocheting around New Zealand, Trish, New Zealand, you can't drive to another country. It's just, you can't. I'm in Colorado, so it honestly takes me close to the same amount of time to get to Calgary as it would for me to get to a decent sized city in Mexico. Oh, this hat's not for me, so I don't need to, but because this should fit somebody else perfectly. I just have a dinky tiny head, so this should be perfect for someone else. But yes, one thing, it's interesting that you mentioned that Moonrose. It's different. It's kind of like what if you wanted to make it really warm. I'm so sorry. You do the double layer, but before you sew it up, you can actually put a liner in there. With this one, if I wanted to put elastic before, I could have put a 2-inch elastic in there or something. Well, I drop it. Before I pulled it up on the loops. But the pattern that I used is linked. I like it a lot with the brim and then the single layer. It is a tiny, tiny bit slouchy, but barely. And my Yarn Management Monday will be caking this up so I can actually do that. But yeah, if you don't know Gulf Coast Granny Charlotte, then check her out. And again, if you're interested, Tuber Chat is very helpful in learning. Oh my gosh, guys. I know we're past the 2 hours. I had it ready to go. See, I got the 22 pin, right? Huh. Let me make sure. Yeah. I got the little one. So there we go. I had it the whole time. It was sitting right here ready to go. Looked right past it. At least that wasn't the case with the hooks. The hooks were hiding behind my chair. I didn't know. 15 halves from the knitting machine. Different kinds. 15 different kinds or 15 total. Because this is my second type of hat. The other one is super slouchy. This one's just barely slouchy. And like I said, I like the single layer stretchiness. But yeah, I'm happy with how it came out. Looks nice. Pretty confident the person will like it a lot. And it should be the right size for a normal size. It should have just the tiniest bit of slouch on it, but it should be the right size around for anyone with a normally. And this would fit a large head too. I think it would stretch really well. But yes. Anticipate that I'll do something with this next Sunday. That's probably what I'll do. And I'm going to work on, so I will have a video up tomorrow morning. Unlike this morning, I did not get a video up. I've been trying to spend time with my family. Crazy, right? I actually kind of like them. We did that escape room. I will talk about this really quick. We did the escape room for, it's seriously, Chef, it's like, it was so easy. And I like the brim and I like the single layer is not as hot. It's more stretchy depending on what you're going for. Obviously the double layer is easier. But the 14-year-old is now a 15-year-old and she wanted to, for her birthday celebration, not her actual birthday, but her celebration, she wanted to go to an escape room and it was Jurassic Park themed. Right, Alex? It's so good. And it's nice with that yarn that you sent. This, I should have mentioned that. This yarn is courtesy of, here, I'll put it on so you can see. This yarn is courtesy of Helix because I said that I have a friend who's kiddo, and I say kiddo, but I mean adult child, is transitioning and wanted to make a beanie with this because this is the transcribed colors, and Helix had it and sent it to me. So, and that is how the hat looks with that brim, right? So the pattern is in the description box. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. It should, like I said, it fits me. I could tolerate wearing it with my tiny head. I doubt this person has a small head as I do because I don't know. I think Michelle plays hooky. I think she said that. That's more like that one that I have. That's I think 4 different yarns. So that's right now it's on the cherries and strawberries side. If I flipped it, it would be the Neapolitan ice cream side. Yes, and that's much warmer. The 2 yarns reversible. That's the and Chef, start with that. 100% recommend starting with that. Just doing the double layer. Just do it. And half your number of rows. Switch colors. It's easy to change colors. Just make sure you watch. Yes, Liz. Good. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Helix, you can do that too. Because I am about to go. But I got this and I found it. And yes, I forgot to say that Helix sent this to me. So I'm glad you are in here. I need to put that in the description box. So I will adjust the description box. Already there is check out this channel, but I will mention that this yarn is courtesy of you, and I really appreciate it. And it did come out really nice. I really like this pattern, and I like the way this lady taught. It wasn't overly slow and it wasn't overly fast. It was, for me, the right pace. Oh, come on. Is it not working? Come on, Nightbot. Okay, there it went. All right. So, yes, tomorrow's yarn management, you will see me kicking this up because I need to basically pattern test at some level the hat that Camille made in her live on yesterday. It's been long. Oh, I was saying about the escape room. The escape room was Jurassic Park themed, and you had to go in and you had to figure out what kind of dinosaur they were trying to make. And it was nice. If any of you have claustrophobia or fear of the escape rooms, this one, they do not lock you in. They say you can, here's the exit button. You can leave anytime you need to. If you need to go to the bathroom, whatever, you can go out, and the door is not locked behind you. It's just you push that button to indicate that you're coming out. It's not locked. So any of you that have fears like that and so you haven't done escape rooms. So this escape room was interesting. Like I said, it's Jurassic Park. So it had some kind of really cool dinosaurs, some video dinosaurs, some like model dinosaurs, like really big. There was a Triceratops that was bigger than this bookcase, like the head. So it was very true to scale in a cage thing. Anyway, we had a little bit of trouble, but you could use this walkie-talkie and tell them where you were at, what part you were on, and where you were stuck, and they would give you a clue. So, but yes, I like the color a lot. I like the way the color worked. I like how it looks on the Sentro. It almost looks like a mid-stitch. I might have to mess with that. But anyway, it was a lot of fun, the escape room. But that was, they didn't have very much business. Again, being 4th of July weekend, I have a feeling a lot of people were out of town. That was an indoor activity, and probably most people weren't doing that at 3 in the afternoon or 4 in the afternoon, whatever it was. 4 in the afternoon, I think. Anyway, so he kept giving us time and then gave us clues. But we did solve 90% of it ourselves, but he did give us 20, anywhere between 20 and 30 minutes extra time. He was very nice. But it was 2 teenagers and 2 not spring chicken adults. So it was very kind that they let us, that he helped us get out. So technically we did escape and we did solve everything. We just missed. In the first room, there was one very subtle thing that we missed that held us up. That took us a half an hour to figure out. We had it all figured out. We just missed this one little thing that made us. We probably could have been done in that room in 10 minutes if we would have realized that one thing. So anyway, fur yarn. How thick? How thick, Moonrose? Because I thought on the Sentro, and that might not be true on an Andi, on the Sentro, I didn't think you were supposed to go past bulky 5 weight yarn. Huh. I'm curious now. Now we're at almost 2 hours and 15 minutes. Do I have fur yarn sitting here? I used to have a big chunk of jumbo fur yarn. I guess there's some 4 weight yarn. I can see having this edge be fur. That would be really nice, right? If you did the brim in fur. Interesting. I don't know. But yes, I love how it worked up. Thank you, Helix. And I will go back in that description box because that triggered my mind. Oh, yes. That's where that yarn came from. I need to acknowledge that. But yes, it was nice seeing you live on Heather's channel. What is it? Something Strings and Things. What's it called that you were on? Everybody go watch that replay. Put a post link to it, Helix, and I'll repost it too. I hope my questions were helpful. I was trying to be helpful, give you guys something to chat about. As you all know, I can talk and 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 talk some more. It's just how I roll. But I have some filming to do. Tuesday is probably not going to be a tackle. Strings and threads. That's what it's called. Thank you. It's probably going to be Tea Tuesday to give you something to look forward to. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to be trying 8 or 9 teas for my Tuesday video. Yeah, I could tell it sounds like she needs Teresa's interviewing the other one, the gnome. What is that other channel? Gnome something. They do need a list of questions that would help guide them. I haven't ever done an interview style. Maybe I should try that. But see, I would have lots of questions written out before. But mostly because of tags I've done. The tag videos. Like you tagged me in that one. It's helpful because then it makes me think of questions. But loved your answers. All right. I could talk for hours and I really do need to film. But so Nova Gnome, that's what it is. Thank you, Nova Gnome Creations. So check them out. But yeah, do a post for yours and I will link that. I will repost that so people can. I am so sorry. It's not even that late for me. It's only 10:15, but I do have some recording to do. I probably won't do my. Maybe I will do my tea recording tonight. Well, I've got to get Mondays done. So I should focus on the here and now, right? That light's bugging me. Anyway, thank you all for coming in. And thank you for the yarn, Lexi. And it will go, as soon as I finish sewing in the ends, it will go to its new home. Oh, there's Scully. Hey, Scully Pop. Did you do hooks 247, Scully? In case people don't know you. He reads stories, mashups, his own writing, subscriber writing. Is that correct as well? I think so. And does ASMR. So I enjoy his channel a lot. But okay, bye Moonrose. Yes, and I am. I really should go so that I can film tomorrow's thing. Because, I don't really need to be up till midnight every night. It's really bad for me. Last night was worse. Last night I think I was up till 2 or 3. Ridiculous. I don't need to be doing that. That's bad for me. I need to get on a normal person's schedule. Since I babysit my grandkids twice this week, so it's going to be a big one. So I do need to go ahead and film my Tuesday so I can get ahead of it. All right. You all are lovely. And thank you for coming in. And you know what I say. Can I get an amen?